Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. I'm Simura here, and in today's video we're gonna talk about the roster for Street Fighter 6. Now this game, we learned a ton of news about it over the past couple of days. In the Tokyo Game Show, Capcom did an online event and they presented a part of the World Tour mode. World Tour is pretty much like the bulk of the single player content. You create a character, go open world roaming, and you know, who cares about that stuff right now? What we care about is that they showed an opening movie, and that opening movie was pretty much like 70 seconds trailer or so, and it pretty much showed us the starting roster for this game, and it was an 18 character starting roster. It was Luke, Jamie, Manon or Mimi, right? Kimberly, Marissa, Lily, JP, Juri, DJ, Kami, Ryu, Honda, Blanca, Guile, Ken, Chun-Li, Zangief and Dulcim. And that makes 18 character total, and this is pretty much what they confirmed, right? Capcom confirmed that it's an 18 characters on the launch roster. Now if you remember the leaks that we got a couple of months ago, I would say right before the big, or not after actually, like the big announcement for Street Fighter 6, it had a couple of characters that we can't see in here. Some of them are actually pretty significant, and these are Akuma, Ed, Rashid, and a new character called Aki. It's like the female poisonous fang like character, right? And this got a lot of people speculating, will this character be DLC? Obviously one thing to consider is that in the opening movie they did show the characters in a specific art style, and it's very similar to the art style that was in the leaks. So these designs are pretty much set. Like even if we see Akuma, Ed or Rashid in Street Fighter 6 at some point, they will have these designs, you better believe it, right? So now we are at a point where people are discussing the roster. There's a lot of discussion. Is 18 characters enough? Is it too few? Is it too many? The roster itself is a point of contention. Obviously, like the character selection on this roster. Because when you really take a look at it, what we have pretty much here are the original Street Fighter 2 World Warriors, Juri, Kami, because pretty much they're popular, DJ, because maybe they wanted to redesign him, and then we got a bunch of new characters. A lot of people were expecting the leak to be the entire starting roster for the game, right? And for me, it made a lot more sense. Like it would make a lot more sense if Rashid, Ed, and Akuma was in there, but they're not. I'm gonna be completely honest here. On the aspect of the character selection alone, it's alright. It's not the best roster I have seen, but it's not bad. Obviously, for me personally, I am ready to move past the World Warriors. I feel like them sticking so much to Blanca, Honda, you know, Dulcim, Zangief, I mean, that's fine, and they are classic, and they kind of want to make a new school versus an old school kind of thing here. So maybe that's why they picked them. But I would have liked to see more representation of some of the other characters, like Street Fighter 4 or Street Fighter 5 characters. I feel like some of the leftovers made a lot more sense. Like if Ed is supposed to be relevant, and the new Shadowloo arc is supposed to, like, you know, actually happen at some point, it will make a lot more sense for Ed to be on the starting roster. And I feel the same for Rashid. I actually feel like these characters are probably gonna be non-playable characters in the World Tour mode, or at least you're gonna take a look at them, but you'll not be able to control them. That is how I think. Now, one of the biggest omissions is Akuma. And once more, Akuma is left as a DLC character. This sucks. I'm not gonna lie. If I was like an Akuma player, and I actually do like Akuma, I think this is a mistake. Obviously, they know that people will like pay cash for Akuma, and if the game is super good and there's be a lot of hype, a lot of people will be down to getting Akuma. He's like pretty much the most popular character not on the main roster. So Akuma's printing money, and that's why they have them. Rashid and Ed are pretty weird omissions, to be honest. Like, are people really willing to invest in Ed? Like for the second time? I'm not really sure, but obviously if you're competitive, you're getting the characters anyways, like who cares? Now, there is another topic of discussion, and that is on the idea of an 18 characters on the roster. Is 18 characters enough? And a lot of people are saying the bare minimum should be 20. Characters should at least be 20. And I don't know about that, honestly, because it's a 1v1 game. A lot of the recent 1v1 games, say like Strive launched with 16 characters, I believe. Street Fighter 5 launched with 16 characters, so 18 is just a shy bit above that. But what makes the 18 characters special, in my opinion, is that the characters in Street Fighter 6 have a lot more going for them. If you take a look at their moveset, a lot of their moveset are very comprehensive by Street Fighter standard. A lot of characters have a ton of new moves, and everyone seems like they're coming back with all of their moves from their previous iterations, or at least the vast majority of it, and that is a big deal. Now, another thing that you kind of have to consider is that all of the characters have like 3 supers, 2 versions of their level 3, so that is a ton of things. And one thing that I actually really like as well is that all of the characters have like mechanics to them, have like their own specific mechanic. Like Ryu has the dungeon mode, Ken has the whole if he run it modifies his special, Chun-Li has the special stance, Juri got the stores, Kimberly have like her spray cans, and Guile has the perfect booms and perfect charging. So it's like, seems like everyone's coming back. Yes, they have their older moves, but also they have like their special tie-in mechanic, and I find that really interesting. And I wanted to comment briefly on the new characters that we have seen, because we saw a little bit of Marissa, and she looks cool, but I still don't know if that is a hair or that is a helmet. Seems like it's a hair, so I would like to see what that looks like in motion. Manon or Mimi, I wanted Mimi, but they give us Manon. Alright, she looks sick. Like, I'm 100% down to playing this character. Lily seems too hawkish, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. And JB looks ridiculous. JB looked to me like a child of M. Bison and G. He has the swag of both of them combined into one character, and I'm really excited to see what they do with JB. He seems to me like a very villainous character. I'm really excited for that. So anyways, that's it for today's video. Let me know your thoughts. Who do you think are you looking forward to play the most? What do you think about the character roster? One thing I wanted to quickly mention is that there was a rumor. I heard that a couple of days ago. I'm not sure if it's true or not, given the confirmed launch roster, but the rumor was that they had a Season 1 DLC planned. And that Season 1 was crazy because it included, and I'm gonna say it right now because who knows, like it's not confirmed or anything. This is completely spoilery, by the way. Not confirmed, it's just rumors. But the rumor has it is that we were gonna get Makoto, Cody, and Mill Masters, which is pretty interesting. Hinata is a character from Rival Schools, and Terry Bogart. I would have lost my shit if this happened, but now the fact that Ed, Rashid, and Akuma aren't on the launch roster, maybe these plans will not come to fruition, who knows. I would love to hear your thoughts on this leaked, rumored list, and I would love to hear your thoughts on the whole roster thing. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and stay safe.